That's good. That's good. Great. Great light. Praise the Lord. Amen. Bless you, King. All right. It's good to see you. Bless your daughter. Bless you, Rhonda. God bless you. Let's see here. Let me. I'm gonna go ahead and get started because I want you to see something. I want you to understand something. I want you to grab hold to this. And I want you to really, 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 really open, just forget about everything what's going on. Forget about trials, tribulation. Forget about what happened today, what's going on right at this moment. Try to be where you can have peace for a moment to receive this because God is doing something. And I really believe that those who has been following this ministry, following this work, following this labor, I really believe this in my heart. God is doing something. And the testimonies that I get, it actually reveals that God is doing something. And I want to talk to you about something that, it came to me, it just came to me like, it's like, it just like, it was like it flowed. Nothing is out of your reach. Nothing is out of your reach. You know, listen, I'm very touched by this message. I'm very touched by this impartation, this prophecy, this phenomenal prophetic word, prophetic message. It's not a sermon to the point where it's just supposed to make you feel good. You know what I'm saying? I don't do those type of sermons. This is where you feel good because God is speaking to you. God is revealing something to you. God is shifting you. Do you understand? God is opening your eyes to see something that you did not see. God is letting you see things that are far off in the now. One of the things that stood out about me, I just kept looking at that. Nothing is out of your reach. Oh my God. And it, if you hadn't heard the message that was spoken yesterday, because it plays off that message to a certain extent. I've written it before that message, but is this something when it's in your spirit? You know what I'm saying? When God has it in your spirit, and when God is doing something, and God allow you to um, um, He allow you to experience what He's doing by His word or in the spirit. Some people call it discerning or sensing. Nothing is out of your reach. I'm telling you, I'm blown away about this. The Holy Ghost is all upon me, and I feel the power of God. Nothing is out of your reach. Nothing is out of your reach. And when you think about this, and see, this is to secure this understanding on good foundation. Let me tell you just a little bit about why the foundation is important to secure manifestations. The foundation is so important because to build a house you have to have a foundation. So we call building the house from the foundation is the manifestation. When Jesus said that you must build your house upon the rock, so you got to understand you must build your house upon the rock, which means that if when the manifestation starts, okay, trials and tribulation will come in your life. It comes in your life to shake the foundation. You might say it comes to shake the manifestation. But the way Jesus explained is that if you build it upon sand, it can't be moved. If you build upon a rock, but when you build upon sand, it can be moved. It can be moved. So what is this important? What is this importance about foundation? By the Holy Spirit, talks about it more than anything that I talk about. Anything that I preach, anything I teach, I talk about the foundation because I know how important it is. If Jesus chose Abraham, he knew he had a foundation. to build upon that man's life. He saw the storm. He saw the mishap. He saw the failures. But Jesus knew that the foundation, it is so necessary. I have learned so much over the years. Oh my God. And I'm going to tell you one of the main things that I learned. I'm telling you this. And I was once one of those Christians, one of those children, kept hearing what I'm about to say to you. It's like it didn't sink in. It was there. It was there. But somehow it didn't sink in. And I really believe when God used someone like that, especially a leader, a guide, and he's grooming him and he's grooming him and he's grooming him to bring him before the people, before the sheep, and when he began to use them and talk to them, they begin to proceed because it be God. It be all of God. I'm tell you something. I do not regret anything in my past since I've been saved. But one thing. I really, 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 really wish that I could have been doing exactly what God wanted me to do in my life. I'm not talking about ministry. I'm talking about my personal life with God. I wish I wasn't so drowned in the things that I felt like I needed in my life. I was so drowned. I'm not going to use blind because I wasn't blind. But I was so drowned by my own necessities, thinking that these things would help me be a better Christian. I'm telling you this here, seriously. That's one thing I regret. And I know that God shows me that it's a certain time, certain place, certain things, and I understand that. I understand it. But for God to bring me to this place in my life to see the very thing that hung everything up. One thing, I'm telling you this, if you never come back on here ever again, one thing you must understand. And a little levy levies the whole lump. You can run around here and you can think that God, you the favor of God. You can think you the favor of God. But I'm gonna tell you this, one thing I learned. I learned that more tears came from the very things that I thought was right for me. I'm telling you. And it's amazing because when I begin to understand that those things they involve the other thing was messed up. This is a real man. This is real. Life is real. You only get one shot. However you want to drown it out with. People drown it out with alcohol, marijuana, women's partying. I'm talking about when I'm talking about the church people. Fame, entertainment, materialness. They drown it out without getting to the core. Never getting to the core. To leave here and never get to the core. Listen to me. To leave here and never get to the core. That means you left without unfinished business. It's so many people who has left and went and passed on, and their business wasn't finished. If you notice how Jesus talked to the disciples, and after Jesus left, and you notice how the disciples acted to the point that they was about their Father's business. One of the things that is important in building the way God builds the foundation is about your personal life. It's your personal life. I'm just going to be straight up honest with you. Your personal life, your personal livelihood, your personal taste, your personal lifestyle, your personal ways. I'm telling you this is where it starts. It don't start nowhere else. It doesn't start nowhere else. Whatever God called you to do starts from there. It don't start on the outside because you see it, or you see other people doing it and acting. So you tends to forget about the inside, the personal, where you sit in school with the Spirit. So you're so motivated because you don't want to wait your turn. You want to go out here and you want to minister. So you're going to find the cliques they get into. And God's going to allow them cliques to open doors for you. And there's a lot of ministers. That's the reason why they don't have no power. They don't have no power. They don't have no power over the devil. They don't have no power to cast out demons. Listen, I'm going to tell you something. Whenever you see a ministry do it every now and then, that means there's somebody in that congregation that truly loves God. I'm telling you, they put God first. I'm telling you, it's something about putting God first in your personal business. It's something about putting God first in your personal business. Some people don't want God in their business. They don't want God in their business. And I ain't talking about no business that you make like selling cars, or real estate and stuff. I'm not talking about that business. I'm talking about, how people say, you stay out of my business. That's what I'm talking about. Do you not know that's where the foundation is? That's where the foundation is. That's what God is looking at. He's looking at your personal business. You think how in the world is God caught up in anything else when he's the one that inspires people to do it? He inspires. Now, if he don't inspire, they're not doing it because of him. I'm telling you. Because God is going to do it in decent and order. Why would God put a man on a battlefield when he haven't learned to fight? That's just like just throwing the life away. You put a man on a battlefield, he don't know how to fight. You just threw a life away. All you said that that'll slow something down. That at least the bullets won't come over here and they hit this body, because that's all you're saying. You just threw away a life that you don't understand life. You don't understand how important life is. I'm gonna show you how important life is. You only got one shot. That's how important life is. And it's amazing because some celebrities, it's amazing that they don't sit down. Now they do. Now watch this. They sit down with all those who have been old. Well, we're gonna call them veteran in movies, veteran, doing movies and theater and making money, flying places, doing things. So now they sit at the hands of them because they got a little money, and they able to be around someone that they admire, that they seen on TV. Now they starstruck because they sit there with them. They know that if they didn't have I don't really mean this, but the way it looks, it seems like you can't get close to them unless you got something. And maybe that might be a good point to it. But the problem is this here. What kind of wisdom do they give you when they're about to check out? Do they bring up God in such a way where that God bless them according to their terms? They never said anything to you that I had to learn to do things in the way of God, in the way of His terms. Do you think they can say that? No, they can't say that, because listen, you got to understand, if they have not injected God's will in their fame and their celebrity and all that stuff. See, if they had injected God in their business, don't mind my business. It's my business. You know how many people don't inject God in their business, their personal life, their personal lifestyle. So now you see, and I'm almost about to say his name, and it's amazing because he became a millionaire, from the art that he displayed, with people, and it's supposed to be, I guess, a message to it. But once again, when you sit at the feet of those who are celebrities that is about to leave, and you ask them for wisdom, are you looking? Because that's what they do when they're around people that has been, and they're a veteran to the Hollywood lifestyle. They sitting at their feet, but not sitting at the feet of Jesus. They find out that, and true enough, and this is what really gets you. When these people that got to these veterans who prayed to God that they may be successful in the very gift that they said that God gave them. So now they're sitting at the feet of a celebrity who are about to pass on, and the only wisdom that person can give them is of the world. And it's amazing because it's one famous, he just turned. I'm not, like I said, I'm not going to say anything because God probably is fixing it where I'm going to meet these people before they leave or something like that, or they're going to hear my message. So I'm going to say this, but if you got to understand, if if I don't know if you ever ate Raisin Brands. I don't know if you ever ate cereal that had they call what you call them marshmallows in it, or I don't know if you ate cereals and they had a bunch of colors in it. Now, say for instance you went home that even when you got off work, you bought some cereal. because you love cereal and you're going to eat it that morning. So you bought your favorite or bought a couple of favorite brands that you like. You get up in the morning, then all of a sudden, you pour in the cereal and you notice something about Fruit Loops. You know that they're not fruity. You pouring it in your bowl and you're trying to figure out where's the fruity part because basically you only have one color. They forgot to paint them all. Now you got some off-white cereal in your bowl and they not fruity. They not the fruity what they supposed to be. Now you got that. So now you're sitting there and you're wondering, you're scratching your head. It's making you think now. It's like at that moment at that time, it's making you think. You don't even focus on nothing else, but you're looking at that bowl and you're seeing them cereal that they're all off white, and you know what Fruit Loops is. You know how they're supposed to look. You know what I'm saying? Because you know the taste come from the way they look. You're looking at the box and you're looking at the ones in your bowl, and they just don't go together. Then some of you got the Raisin Bran, and you get ready, you get up in the morning, you fix your Raisin Bran, and you notice something when you start eating your Raisin Bran, it ain't no raisins in it. And you start like going through the thing, pouring it all over, and you're trying to figure out, well, now, I don't understand this now. These are Raisin Bran. I'm looking at the box. I know I'm looking at it. I'm doing like this. You know how people be doing this? They be saying that I'm concentrating. I can see. I know what I'm doing. I know where I'm at this moment. And I'm looking at it. Don't include raisins. It actually say a box of Raisin Bran. Same color box, same everything that been going on for over 20 years. But I don't have not one raisin with my cereal. That is just like a person sitting down with somebody and they say, well, God was good to me. I was able to do everything that I wanted to do on this land. And I got rich. And this is the thing. This is the way it is. We've seen it happen years. We've seen it happen. Some people, they start out in God. And it's amazing why the Bible talks about that. Not knowing that's the foundation. Many people have started out celebrities, singers, gospel singers, preachers. Man, it's all through the Bible. They started out good. That's the reason why it's one word that is a powerful word in the Bible. And it goes with the foundation. It says to them that overcome. Overcome what? Overcome leaving God. And if you notice something, the reason why they thank God and they know they left, because they became successful and they believed that even in times when it was rough, they prayed. But they don't think about that wasn't the path that God gave them. And even if it was the path, if God was injected in the business, it would have totally been different. We know it would have been different. Listen, we know that it would have been godly. We know that it would have been all about him. We know this. We know this. And at some point you saw that it had to be on your terms, on the measurement of your faith, on your terms in life. What I'm trying to tell you this is that there are people who has left here with unfinished business. Some has started out, some has stopped. Some got caught up in certain things in this world and never bounced back. But you see them. See, you can see them, but God can see the heart. The same way that God don't judge no one, but by the heart, it's the same way He can see what's in that heart. So that means that when God judges the heart, when He says that to them that overcome, when God is not injected where that the person is following the terms of God, they know it won't work. Believe me, they want God, but they know that His terms won't work what they desire to do. You only have one shot. And I'm going to tell you this. You can ask anybody who's caught up in the world and doing things. The world, if you know, they call it fast. They used to always tell me, he said, well, man, you said that's, you move from Mississippi, you're going to another state, it's going to be faster. They was telling the truth. The only thing what made it faster is because your mind can be more occupied with things. There was many things you can be occupied. If you go to Kentucky and you go to Georgia, you can do a lot of things in Kentucky, but when you go to Georgia, it's more faster. It's because there's a lot of things to do, which means your mind is more occupied. That means when your mind is more occupied, your days go by fast because you are looking. You have premeditated your life, and when you premeditate your life, the things that you think that are very joyful, many times you find yourself chasing, caught up with chasing, or at the same time. A person can be free though. A celebrity can be free. These people you seeing, they can be free. Now you have another fame of celebrities. They're called social media. They get caught up in all types of stuff. Money, the wealth, the fame has been too much because it's faster. It's faster than rap. It's faster than celebrities. Social media fame is fast. It's so fast that before many of them, before they get to their birthday or get older or whatever, they locked up. They've been and killed somebody, or they've been and got killed, or somebody been and fingered them, or whatever. It's all types of things. Like point a finger on them, say, hey, that person right there, we already know what this person is doing. And so many things has happened in social media. I'm talking about in the last, this is 23, in the last 3 years, it's so much stuff has happened to people. They have used social media, man, to meet somebody, to only just take them out, to rob them. It's so much, man, it's a whole nother world. Social media is another world. Just like Hollywood. Hollywood is another world. You have to come into social media world. And it's amazing because I'm telling you, those who are in social media, you know, they already, it's just something, and it's amazing how it's made. It's amazing how social media was created. Simple. It's very simple. The name reveals it all. The first name, social, socialize. If you can get people to socialize, it's amazing. Is there some good points about it? Yeah. Yes, indeed. Look what I'm doing now. Look what I'm doing now. It's maybe to maybe help someone. Stop them from killing themselves. Stop them from hurting themselves. Stop them from blaming themselves. Listen, this is what this is about. Dealing with those who are not social media mindsets to those who are. And then there's different levels of social media, people or mindsets. Now, nothing is out of your reach, child of God, when your foundation, which is your business, your personal life, when it's injected with God, when God's terms becomes the terms of being your business, then God's terms will reveal what is predestined. God's terms will reveal what is predestined to unfold in your walk of life. God is amazing because God is, no matter what nobody say, but God is still true. Because everything that everybody is seeking for in the world, from those who are in poor, that is poor and impoverished, to those who are politicians and rich, everybody needs moral understanding. And it's amazing because it's amazing how moral understanding faded, and everybody talks about it, and everybody, because you know why they talk about it? Because they see it, they in it, they're around it. Moral values has definitely start fading away. Because see, you got to understand, the reason why it faded away was because God said that this world, he said the glory of this world will fade away. That is the glory of this world. When it listen to this, when it loses its loyalty. Listen to what I just said. When this world loses its loyalty, when it loses the respect for others, what you think gonna happen? You seeing it. You're seeing people who has went to college. Everybody pointing at them while you in school and telling you, you need to be like that. You see this person, oh, I need to make that type of money. I need to live like that. Oh, I need to do this. I need to do like that. I need to be like that. And then when in which we always known this for years, even before I was born, that when younger people come out with something that becomes a trend, it actually sometimes be a type of thing that is against morality. It'd be like one of them things that let us be kids. And it used to be all right to a certain extent until the kids that they never grow up. They never grow up in the wisdom. So they want to stay this kid thing that is unmoral, just having their kids' way. So now they want to make it culture or culturefied. Now they hide behind culturefied, which is in mortality, in being unmoored, being unlowered. Just think about it, because if you're not respectful, to everybody and everything, but because you say, well, this is the way we are, So somehow, some way, that generation came and expanded their legions of demonicness, and it spread it like a wildfire fire. And you begin to see these people get older. And then you begin to see older people change to this because now they're seeing that this is a trend. Instead of seeing it as a trend, they begin to see it, this is this is the way to communicate. It's amazing, though. It's something else how going down to a little diner years ago, somebody fix you a hamburger, give you some food. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you. Somebody excuse me. Somebody bump your chair. Oh, I'm sorry about that. I didn't mean it. I don't mean it. A lady coming in the door and it's like she's holding her kids and somebody just jump her from the table from eating to catch the door for her to come in. Police on the side of the street look like he having trouble with his car. Instead of laughing at him, they pull over and say, you all right? Can we help you? You ride in your car and they pull you over, and they don't have no reason to pull you over. They just it ain't no respect. And guess what happens in the families and the marriages and stuff when things start coming up and these generations and all this stuff started to happen and everything. And you know, one of the words that came out, it's two words that came out that God, I sought God about it. Really, I didn't, but he revealed it to me. You know, when people started talking about bipolar, when they first came out with it, they were saying that it was it actually was some type of sign of, it was not a side effect, but it was actually an illness. When people found out what the illness was, they began to believe it for themselves. They began to put the way they act, knowing they was acting like that before the word bipolar ever came out. So now they have some crutch. They have something that now they still will stay in this. Instead of advancing and becoming more respectful, more of a change in morality in your mind and in your heart towards people, in your own, well, towards yourself and then to people, so that your kids may be breeded. That they may not only be breeded from that, they may breathe it. We're looking at things happening like we never seen happen in the White House. We never seen this happen in the White House. Right in your face, you wouldn't even, you look for people who are in certain areas that have high standards to the point where it's high respect. When they say American people, it's like they use it to the point where they care about you. What they doing it for the American people. Now you have all these different type of you can call them gangs. People worried about the gangs. They worried about Bloods and Crips and everything, and they worried about those gangs more than the gangs that are legal. There are gangs that are legal. Who turn around and using their power to get even more rich and care nothing about the American people. Then when you see somebody doing what's right, now this is the kicker. When you see someone actually really doing something right, I'm telling you, they can't believe it. Same way if you said, thank you, man, a lot of people, or open the door, if you open the door for the wrong person, I'm telling you, you seen it, the guys, they even taped it, so they open the door for a woman that she don't say nothing. And he said, well, wow, I'll be doggone. I mean, I just hope you could have just said thank you or whatever. But it's showing you that it's losing. Listen, the world is losing respect. So when you don't have moral, if you don't have moral attributes or moral conscience or moral mind, what do you have? Why do you think people scared of police now? And there's some good policemen out there. Why do you think they scared of them? Then why do you think the police scared of the people? Because they ain't giving them respect. Nobody's giving nobody respect. You follow you. It's like you end up meeting the wrong person at the wrong time. So when God says that this world is fading away, he says it's glory. God is talking about the only glory that this world could ever have had is morals and respect. And the more it goes to where it's going, it ain't no turning back. I'm gonna tell you why it ain't no turning back. It's too many generations who's been shot up with it. It's too many, they're mine. I'm telling you, it don't matter. It don't even matter the color, the race. It don't matter. It's too many generations. They shot up in it. They to the point now those who are shot up and doing and acting like this, those who is timid, they got to defend themselves. That's why everybody got guns, want guns, because they saying you already came out with bipolar. you came out with what they call narcosis or whatever it is. A person, they can just bias. They can just, they just talk crazy. But that is is okay though. God said it. He said the glory of this world faded away. It ain't gonna be no more respect. Look. Now it's been revealed to you what is it's called disarming aggression, which means that over here in the U.S. or in other countries, it's all about what you got to defend yourself, to disarm aggression for someone who just, I guess they just silly. They just want to take somebody's land. They just want to take somebody land, just, they want to just, it's like with all costs or any costs. Just, he said, one of the things that I thought about it that was really deep, and it stays in my mind, and I don't know why it stays in my mind. The guy from Japan, he said that, what did he say? He says he has sent 1,000. He said he would send 1,000 of every inch. He would send 1,000 something at every inch of Taiwan. He said every inch I send 1,000. That stayed in my mind. Man, I just said, and this is what came to me. Now, they're very successful, which means in your mind you say it's smart, because that's what everybody think when you see somebody build a car, build certain things. You say, well, that man's smart. That man came up with a new type of engine. He's smart. But see what you miss. There has always been smart people for every generation. in the world. It has always been smart people in every generation. So, what I'm trying to get you to see is this here. What about the morals? Why can't you get so much money or get so much whatever that you don't care nothing about having respect or giving respect? You see the glory, but they think that the money and they think that the ideals will outweigh the respect. People think money and ideal will outweigh or outdo morals. And when you look back in time, it's no such thing. You can't find no document that morals can be defeated. You find in documents that those who choose or sow wickedness destroy themselves. It's the same process in building an engine. If you don't have loyalty and respect in the way that you build that engine, you will destroy it. It will destroy itself. And it can destroy the person who actually also fixed it or created it or made it. It's nothing out of the reach. See, the reason why I went there, because it's important that you understand that your personal life must be it must be built upon a rock. It must become the rock. It really does. It must be not only built on the rock, but become the rock. Because the manifestation from that foundation, storm's going to come. Things going to happen. Just like these people you seeing, never seen their house wash away, never seen their land wash away. And if you were them, and the way they act and the way they felt, then you'll understand the way they really feel. But because you're not them, you really don't know how they feel, because they're like, they can't believe it. They never thought in the days of their life that their house and their land, all the money, the money they got, that they spent on their house and their land and the area that they stayed in, they never thought that something seemed like it just washed away. The ground is coming from up under it. A ground that you build houses and you build highways, you build your life, you build your condo, you build your $2 million mansion, your $400,000 house, or you got 3 or 4 houses in different places and stuff. But then all of a sudden you see land, you see the land give way. Then you got one of the most biggest places in the world. And a lot of you would probably even notice what's going on in Africa. There has been an earthquake where it rent, just like what it did with the veil in the days of Jesus. When the veil rent, and it's a rent. And they saying that, man, it's going to cause the state to divide itself. And it's amazing because that's a message. That's a message. Because it got to do with God. Nothing got nothing to do with people. Now, what has to do with people is who the message is sent for or sent to. That rent can keep going and going and going. So now Now you have this foundation that you wanna live right. You're seeking the righteousness of God because you understand the morals and respect is gone. That would build. That's what what blessed the land. You know what really blessed the land? I'm not finna get into this thing about who land it was and who land was it before we came. All of it's God. All the land is God. If a tribe was here before another tribe came, it ain't gonna make no difference who tribe was here first. It still was God first, and it's still God. Sometimes when God is not being reverenced the right way, God is not into spirits and these wild spirits and these rituals and stuff like this on his land. And then all of a sudden God sent somebody up in there to take his land, but take the land from you. You trying to figure out now I supposed to be getting reparation for this because I was here first. It ain't gonna make no difference who here first. If you believe in God, you say you believe in spirits or gods or whatever, you should understand that, hey, if you talking to evil spirits and you calling them because you saying this is from my ancestors and you splitting it down, but see, you need to go and if you go and talk to some that has been changed by Jesus, that knows where they came from and where you come from in the culture and begin to reveal to you, say, well, he just being right with you. I know you don't want to hear it, but he's just telling you the truth. No one owns nothing. If you own it, if you really own it, you should be able to stop a hurricane from coming upon it. You should be able to stop a flood from taking it away. You should be able to, at least in your area, it should the climate should be right. If you own it, listen, your deed, and if you own it, you renting it from God. Everything down here, you renting it from God. You got a Bugatti, you renting it from God. If you got a Bentley, you renting it from God. You can sit there with all your millions, you renting that from God, but you ain't giving him the honor. You're not giving him the glory. He's not injected in the things that you're doing. He don't fit. You know he don't fit. But so now, this is the thing. Forget about the past. I can't judge nobody. Forget about the past. What you gonna do now? Why not? Why not? Why not do exactly what he said? Why not fall down to your knees? Why not fall down to your knees? No matter how rich you are or how poor you are, why not fall down to your knees and say, you know what? Enough is enough. I understand. I knew this at first. Why not, when you leave out, why not inject God now? Let God take your millions and show you something. Because you just renting them millions. Why you leave here? Why you can't take it when you leave? It's because it's amazing. You can be like see, if you fail for Egypt, making the pyramids where it coursed with time. If you really fell for that, well then the reality of this here, why are you finding them still there? Why are you finding their skulls? Why are you finding things in art? You're finding all this stuff. Why do you think you're still finding it right here? Why you ain't found it nowhere else but right here? It ain't nothing leaving here. Jesus made it clear. And this is what I don't understand when people think that Jesus is some type of merman. And then some people think he is totally the creator. They miss it. They miss it on both sides. In the beginning, without him, nothing was made. And the things that I'm doing, I'm speaking from his wisdom. I can feel him flowing. I can feel him flowing. I'm speaking for the wisdoms of Christ. I know what I'm saying. Why not take your riches and seek God and find out what God wants to do with you. Don't check out. Don't check out and it's unfinished. Don't check out. And don't patronize God by doing and feeding the poor and doing all this for the hungry, but your personal life is not being redesigned in his school of the spirit. It's not being redesigned. So to everybody, those who are seeking the truth, because God, see, this is what people don't understand. They think you're seeking the truth because you're doing it according to your own will. That it's because they live by their will. Do you understand? If you say, no, I'm not doing it by my will, they don't understand another will but your will. When you say, no, I'm living by the will of God, I'm going to tell you this. If it doesn't spark interest in their life to want to seek that understanding, then as Jesus said, he said, if they don't believe, they don't receive. Nothing is out of your reach, man or woman of God. For you have displayed in your life not the traditions of your fathers and your mothers who has passed on, not the heritage of something that has came to nothing. But today, why today is called today, you have opened your heart for recorrection, for correction, for chastisement, for elevation, for trueness, for the leading of God is nothing out of your reach, said the Lord. It's nothing out of your reach. It's amazing. What I saw in the scriptures is what I see now. When God chooses you, you will begin to change. And that is the testimony that God chose you. And when you begin to change and people around you, people that don't even know you, it's something about the spirit in your life, the atmosphere that you live in. And God used that. And when you is favored by God, it's nothing out of your reach. It's nothing out of your reach. What the world thought what they needed to be able to reach, they have gotten the wrong wisdom and the wrong knowledge. But what God has revealed to you, because when you begin to make God your reach, it's nothing out of your reach. When you see in your heart the end depth that by reaching to God, I have it all. I have it all. I have it all. Nothing is out of your reach because you're reaching to God. No matter what's going on, you're reaching to God. nothing is out of your reach. When you're reaching to God, nothing is out of your reach. Because the main creator, the main source, is the source of all the inhabitant, all the land, all the things in it, and the things upon it. And you have reach. Your reach is for him. Nothing is out of your reach. Let nothing comes in your mind that anything is out of your reach when you're reaching for him. When you're reaching for more of him. Because the world don't understand that don't mean nothing. Because nothing is out of your reach. God bless you. Amen.